One of the things that I changed fucked up my entire last profile. So happy days there.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, right now that price tag is beefy, my guy.
Yeah. Is it back up to over 5?
560.
That is rough.
Yeah, that thing is beefy, bro. Like I'm definitely all about like elevating, but that's
Yeah, that's a bit steep. Where the hell? I gotta remember to call my brother today. Wish him a happy birthday, I guess.
You guess.
he's like, I mean, I like him enough, I guess, to tell him happy birthday.
I mean, that's kind of a stretch, but yeah.
Damn.
All right. We are good to go. We'll give TCP a couple minutes here. Move this over here because I need to have... All right. Yep, we'll just give TCP a couple minutes and then we'll get started one way or the other. Oh, man. There he is. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh. All right. Are we good? We ready?
I think so.
All right.
Oh, you've already gone live, or you already at starting soon?
Yeah.
Starting soon?
Yeah.
Man, I didn't trust y'all to be this quick. I'm sorry.
He's like, well, we're actually doing this thing early. Okay.
Early.
No, we're doing this really weird thing where we try to start on time. It's just
Has Griff gotten his technical issues out of the way, or are we still waiting for those to...
Oh, he's Gucci, my guy. My man's Gucci.
Yeah, we're good to go. I hope.
we were waiting on you.
He's like, you waiting on me?
It's technically not fair, because I was in here at 4:30, man.
And we are live. Hello, welcome to Griffcast episode 73, the Mature and Nerdy podcast for immature people, the show where we talk about any and all things nerd, from video games, comic book, movies, computer technology, and or science. Welcome to the show. We've got the full crew with us again tonight. We've got the Caramel Prince, Grizz, Solibs Fanaron,
Hey.
and wow.
My boy is cooking tonight.
Got it all, man. All right.
My man's cooking. He
All right.
cooking it up.
Thank you all for coming. I nailed that intro. That's all that we need. I'm out.
I knew it. I was like, he's gonna be gone.
Poor man about ran out of breath about halfway through, but damn, he pulled through.
Hey, I'm actually still sick from last week. Like I'm on the up. I'm on the
Is
up.
it the Rona?
Nah, I don't think it's the Rona. Like
The Rona lasts for a while.
I've had the Rona twice, and it's never lasted this long.
No, that's like
Some Rona.
I don't know the words of that song.
That's the only part I know.
What do they say? My Sharona? What?
Now I don't know. Now you're making me question.
My Sharona.
That's it.
My Sharona?
That's it.
Is Sharona supposed to be the name of some girl?
Who knows?
It's a nickname for Sharon.
So, are you guys familiar with the Biggie S'mores, the 3-notch chocolate marshmallow stout?
Yeah. You're talking about Three Notch Brewing Company?
Yeah.
I'm very familiar with Three Notch Brewing Company.
Did you know that they had a dark chocolate one?
Probably. They probably saw me when I came in to buy some beers, and they were like, you know what? We should name a beer after that guy. He has motivated us to do something.
Yo, I swear, my man comes every time I talk to Griff, he's got some sort of dang chocolatey beer.
I like my chocolate.
Yeah, he does.
You know what's funny is I don't like. You know what's funny is I don't like chocolate, but I like it in my beer.
You know, as somebody who got started drinking, like, I would crack like peppermint patties and stick them in Zima. I can't really yell at you too much.
Oh my goodness, I haven't heard of a demon in forever.
You're showing your age, bud.
Yeah. Where's the bag of Skittles? I guess it's something. You know, I got to be careful about what I say on the show sometimes. My wife does watch.
I thought we were trying to get
what was
canceled.
common knowledge our days? You can't broadcast anymore. Like, don't tell the kids. Like,
I was just gonna make the comment that apparently I like my chocolate wet, but
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, you gonna be feeling it tonight. That chocolate wet.
Oh man,
Nice and sloppy.
Let's see where this goes.
what happens when you're sick, right?
Hey, oh my, and this is a 9.5. I've got 2 of them.
Oh, 9.5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he gonna be feeling it tonight.
Stouts normally get down.
Yeah.
He gonna be feeling it tonight.
I know I'm going to bring up a YouTube channel in the middle of this, but any of you guys watch the Irish Try channel? Have you guys watched these guys?
Irish Try.
Oh, I think I've seen some of those. It's like the Irish Try this from America.
They'll try anything from anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, they're nuts. And they try all kinds of alcohols. And of course they're Irish, so like they're fucking connoisseurs. So they will drink like all these like spicy things, and you'll see these guys like hammering this stuff back going, oh, that's bullshit. Where did you get that from? And then they'll hand them something else, and like, you can watch them slowly die. And there's just something satisfying about watching a man just die in his own element. It's just... But they do. They try weird beers, chocolate, spicy. They try foods, all that kind of stuff. So every time he's got one of those beers, I'm like, I should send that to them.
I want to talk about what makes people connoisseurs in beer, or like just the stereotype. Because if we really think about it, everyone's fucking drinkers. Everyone's like, oh, the Irish, they can drink. Oh, they can drink. Oh, the Germans, they know how to drink. It's just
The Germans just make better beer. That's why. Like, all right, now I want you to understand, like, they don't have a beer. One of their beers is worth like 5 of ours. Like, it's just...
Yeah, so, and also I would like to point out the fact that the Irish are the ones who discovered how to make out liquor from potatoes. So they're like, oh, hey, we have a potato famine. Why? Because we're all fucking drunk.
Look, they're just a bunch of alcoholic MacGyvers, and I just embrace it.
Everyone has their alcoholics. There are alcoholics everywhere. I mean, fuck, apparently, like, lawyers and nurses and doctors, apparently they're fucking raging alcoholics, too. I mean, is there anyone that's not an alcoholic? I didn't think so.
Everybody in this call but you.
You know what? I kind of set myself up for that.
You kind of did. You kind of did. Because I would like to point out that 99% of all drinking I do is on this show.
Oh. It's like 2%.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just look
This is
like, oh look,
99% of the stuff I
there's
drink.
a time on the clock. I guess I got to drink.
Oh, hey, I'm awake.
It's making it sound a lot worse than it actually is. I'm a responsible drinker, but I do love it.
Now, is that a Coke or a Guinness in your hand there?
Neither. It's actually, have you heard of a soda stream?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's called Dr. Pete. Diet Dr. Pete.
All right.
Yeah. And I threw a shitload of Jameson into it.
There it is.
See, we had the hope, and then it just...
Took a complete nosedive.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want the sugar, but the alcohol needs to be up here.
Plot twist, you know what I mean?
So they're like, you drink regular sodas, you don't drink diet, it's so bad for you. And just... Do you want me to show you how big this bottle of Jameson is?
Yeah, it's, what is it, a fifth or handle?
Fucking huge.
Yeah.
I call it the fuck off. I call it the fuck off bottle. It's so big. It's so.
Well,
it's
I mean, when it comes to Jameson, anything
That's what
over
she
like 24 ounces is a fuck off bottle.
this thing is like, it's like the size of my torso.
Oh, good God. What the hell?
Would somebody please call the paramedics now?
Yo, for some, oh my goodness.
Okay, it's not like the
He's
size of
gonna
my
pre-involve
torso.
himself.
What I just thought about, that I'm definitely not saying online.
Okay, it's not like the size of my torso, but it's still pretty fucking big.
Dear God.
It's like slightly, or you can hardly see it because the whatever. I mean, it's like,
What?
it's not the size of my torso. I mean, but it's
So, I mean,
it's trying though.
That's what it was.
I didn't really read it, but like he threw me under the bus really hard, didn't he? Not under the bus, but he just fucking dragged me a little bit. Yeah, is that what happened?
No, just dirty mind, man. That's all.
I'm just glad I got it on window capture and not like screen capture. All right, so let's how's everybody been doing this week? We good this week?
Oh yeah,
Here's my week right here, bud. It's just
jeez, he's taking it straight. He's just like, yeah, it's been one hell of a week.
Oh man,
it's been a decent week. Oh man, I have
He's
been
over here like, man, I work from home. It's been a week in the salt mines, let me tell you.
No, I've been playing Dead Space again, or Dead Space Remake, man. I have just been eating that up. I think I beat Hogwarts Legacy this week too. I don't know if I beat it before the last call or...
no, it wasn't before the last one because the last one you only had like 30 hours in.
Oh, so then yeah, I did that and I just immediately jumped right back into the Dead Space Remake, and just I've been meaning to ask Wild if you have you bought it? Have you streamed it? That's enough.
I literally just put the last finishing touches on the PC just last night.
Dude, get into it. It's so good. It's such a good game.
I mean, it's gonna happen.
So good.
I just now, like, when I tell you, I literally just put the glass on the side of the case like 15 minutes before I sat down.
Okay, that's what's up. So I'm just loving the Dead Space Remake. Beat it on Impossible. It's like, it was both harder. It's actually not that hard. I mean, it wasn't that hard. But like, it just sounds hard. It's just like, because it's it just turns it into a roguelike. It's got permadeath. So it's just like, oh, you're playing on Impossible. If you die once, then it deletes your save and you gotta start over. I'm just like, don't want to do that.
Wait a minute. So if you play on the hardest difficulty, if you die, you literally have to start all the way over.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, like I guess there are ways where you can, like, I read there's ways that you can sham it. So like, you know, especially if you have cloud saves or whatever, or if you're able, like, if you see you're about to die and you just close the game as quickly as you can before you actually die, then you can just, like,
Alt tab for that bad boy.
I know. So like I was preparing to sham it, like, you know, and I was like, you know, kept making sure I was like backing up my files. So I was like, if I come close to down, I'm definitely just gonna sham it. And I'm just gonna, you know, so I don't lose my save, because like, it's not that long a game. You can get through it pretty quickly, but I'm just like, still, this is time. But I ended up doing it, so I was just like, I don't even know what I was worried about. I was like, I didn't even come close to dying. Because I know it would back my hand.
The only thing about that game I hate is I wish you could click through the cutscenes, or just kind of click through the dialogue a little bit, because there's just a few parts where it really kind of drags on, and after you've beaten it like 5 times, it's like, all right, I'm ready to just play the game. I just want to kill everything.
Yeah, I just want to cut some shit down. Oh man, but I'm so happy. So you've been playing it. Have you played it on Impossible?
No, I actually just finished getting all the upgrades and everything, all the schematics and stuff. I even got the alternate ending. But I haven't beaten it on hard yet. I'm actually about to probably do that here very soon.
Okay. Yeah, beat it on Impossible. Did you play Dead Space 2?
Yeah, back in the day I did.
And you beat that on hardcore? Oh, that playing that game on hardcore is fucking intense. And
I don't know if I ever beat it on hardcore. I just beat the base game, most of them.
You would know if you did, because they give you the hand cannon.
Yeah.
So that
the big finger.
Yeah, the foam finger. Yeah, they came out the hand cannon in Dead Space 2, and so they brought it back for 1. So if you beat the game on Impossible, in the remake you get the hand cannon, and so I've been going through the game. I went through the game again with the hand cannon. It just that thing is so dope. It's so dope.
I've seen videos. It doesn't. He just kind of points at stuff. He's like bang, and it's just destroyed.
It's just game over. Instant one-shot kill. But you can just shoot it so many times so quickly, and it's really funny because the ragdoll effects. Because as soon as it just drops, the body just drops and dives. You keep shooting that thing, it'll just start flying across the screen because it's just so powerful. It's really nice.
Yeah, I think
I'm just really mad.
And see, I feel bad because I haven't gotten to play this. The closest thing I've gotten to play to it is Atomic Heart, and that's just nowhere near in the same hemisphere.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that was mixed.
Yeah, I started playing it. I don't hate it. And I started playing it. I got I'm 3 hours in, but then it's not grabbing my attention.
The problem with the game, I think, is that the story's fine. I like the layout. I like the art. I just think the combat's a little janky.
The combat is a little janky. He needs to swing that axe a fuck ton faster.
Well, all right, go load up Dark Tide for 10 minutes and swing around, and then go load that shit up, and you're like, get this straight. This game's got better melee combat than you do. And Dark Tide's a good game, but it's a payday game. That's what it is. It's a heist game.
In Atomic Heart, the L2 attack, it takes him 2 years to get that shit off. I'm sitting there the enemy I've reloaded the game a couple times. The enemy, I know an enemy's gonna pop out, and I start the swing before the enemy even pops out, and they still pop out and attack me before he even just begins. I'm just how the fuck does it take him that long to pull this?
And what are you supposed to do to him to be able to get that shot off? That's kind of a.
Is there? So I haven't got a chance to play this yet. It's on Game Pass, but I'm gonna miss it just due to the Diablo 3 season just starting. It started Friday, and I'm already doing Greater Risk 100s. I think I have a problem. Tomorrow the servers go down so that they can drop Lightfall on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a while before I play anything else.
Atomic Heart will be there. It's pretty as fuck though. The graphics are.
Well, you also got to remember they're going to drop
tier.
a new expansion in Destiny. You're going to think, I'm going to go play this. What do they do every time? They have to take it down a couple of times because something's wrong. So have your backup. Pick up Atomic Heart. You'll be able to get a couple hours.
My backup right now is season 28 of Diablo. So
I will ask this, because it has been a while for me, so you can tell me, are their seasons more stable than they used to be? Because their new seasons used to be a little janky too.
Oh, you mean for Diablo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this thing it's amazing. It is honestly, hands down, in my opinion, the best season there has ever been. They added in an entire new subsystem that it's a talent tree, and that you have to burn resources to actually unlock each talent. And it is completely, 90% of it is quality of life. So in Diablo 3, you can get, pets. There's pets in the game. You get pets for pre-ordering other Blizzard games. You get pets for, finding a specific treasure goblin. There's 1,000,001 ways to get a pet. Well, they made it so that your pet, the first thing I went for is your pet can pick up desk press, which is one of the highest crafting materials needed in the game. And when you are trucking along in a rift, and if you're playing a build like I am, I'm doing a frenzy barb that if you stop, your entire build goes to shit. But my little goblin friend, he just runs up, picks them all up for me. And then I got another one that anytime that a normal, a rare, or a magic item drops, he'll run up, disenchant it, grab the crafting materials, and keep running. So the only thing I have to stop and pick up is legendaries. And like I've got
that's a neat addition.
Yeah. And there's other things in it too, like one, double the amount of death breaths that drop. There's another one that double the amount of bounty chests you get for completing bounty maps. Double there's one that's 30% increased damage. There's another one 20% increased damage, 20% increased damage versus elites, 40% reduced damage from elites. There's another one of like naturally pick up health orbs within 60 yards. So it's a lot of quality of life. And then there's like 5 really big ones for damage and survivability.
Well, I really hate to say this, but Blizzard is not generally known for their strides in quality of life.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of stuff here. I'm like, please say this is going to be in 4. Please say this is going to be in 4. I mean, 4 is going to be interesting because in 4, the best items in the game are not going to be the legendaries. The best items are going to be the magic items you find that you put legendary qualities on. So it's going to be a whole new beast. On top of that, there's no sets. So like in Diablo 3, 90% of all builds are based off of sets. You know, you get your 6-piece here and you just go to town trying to find, all the pieces you need to make it all work. And then you push rifts and you get better pieces, and you just, and then you push higher, then you get better pieces, then you push harder. Like that's the game loop for Diablo 3. That is also the game. Like everybody's like, yeah, I beat Diablo 3. It's like, no, you don't beat Diablo. You play Diablo until it beats you and until you're tired of it. Like, it's like, yeah, sure, you could beat the story, but the story's.
Well, you can make that same argument for something like Call of Duty. I beat Call of Duty. Well, no, you didn't play multiplayer. You just, you play until the servers go down. So you quit till they beat you. No, you beat the game. You played the main game. You beat it. I'm done. The fact that there's a multiplayer component is a side thing.
Well, see, like the Diablo part isn't about the multiplayer. I play solo. I've been a solo self-found since season 2. Like, mainly because there's a couple seasons ago, they dropped a new eminence mechanic for your follower. They made it so your follower has the same paper doll that you do. So it actually has all 16 gear slots now. It's not just weapon, armor, and everything else. Now, and then they added in a bunch of eminence components for legendary gear. So like the bracers that make it so that shrines and pylons spawn champion enemies, you could put that on your follower and it still works. There's other ones like, picking up gold grants you experience. Still works. So lots of stuff you can do with that. And so I play solo because...
I love you to death, man, but half those words meant nothing to me, and it's like, okay, yeah, it's stereo instructions.
I know. Oh, it's just me and like 10,000 other people in the world, and none of them are here.
Like, I have a purpose.
But yeah, and then we got the Destiny expansion dropping on Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to that. Diablo 4 drops in June. June 1st, if you have pre-ordered. So, looking forward to that. But yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into this because there's a couple of topics here I think a couple of you get a kick out of. So Blumhouse.
Super quick.
What's up?
Is there a cat? Is no one hearing that?
Chris?
Am I going, or am I actually going fucking crazy?
Chris?
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not going fucking crazy. There's nothing wrong with that.
I
It's okay.
admit to nothing.
Okay, I wanted
Yes,
some
there's a
attention. I'm just like, okay, that's fine.
You're going fucking crazy, but there is a cat.
At first, I just wasn't sure. I was like, was that a fucking cat?
This has been a perfect time to ask you how drunk you were, but you know, I'm going to be nice.
All right, so Blumhouse, the studio behind Get Out and The Purge, has started their own video game division, and they are going to use it to make indie horror games.
I'm I kind of feel like I could get behind Get Out.
Yeah, I mean, Get Out was a great movie. That movie just it just fucked with your mind a little bit. I mean, The Purge was, it's The Purge.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could guess I could go either way. I mean, like, is it gonna be like your run-of-the-mill horror game, or are they gonna put a lot more thought into it? Is Jordan Peele
My
gonna write some
first
of the
fear
horror
is that they're
shit?
going to try to make a Purge MMO, and you're going to be like, all right, kill everybody.
I want to think maybe like based on how some of the movies are, maybe it'll be like more psychological based.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, both of y'all make great points. I mean, yeah, it probably will be psychological based, but then also at the same time, they can turn The Purge into a long-running franchise.
Because, I mean, I really hate to say it, but like when I saw the very first Purge movie, I was like, this is a great concept. Why did you waste it on this movie?
Oh my god, dude! I was so fucked up. Like, a bunch of us like watched the movie, like, had the concept of The Purge, and we're like, this is not what we thought it would be. Like, why didn't they just do blah blah blah? And like that exactly was like the second Purge movie. Like, we're sitting there and we're like, why didn't they just like have a couple trying to like fight their way through the Purge to get back home or something like that? And then bam, that was like the second movie. I was like, I live in a simulation because they heard me talking about this, and this is now a movie. This is literally a concept that I just proposed.
Yeah. So, when I saw the second Purge movie, I really enjoyed it. So it's like, if you wanted to make a game based on The Purge, that's the first thing I think of. Oh shit, I'm stuck on Purge night. How do you get out? Like, you can tell several different really cool stories with that same setup, and people would buy it because, hey, it's The Purge.
Dude, you can turn that into like an open world something. You can like have like a.
Isn't it
Purge
called
month.
Grand Theft Auto 5?
That's fair.
Didn't Blumhouse, didn't they do the Invisible Man remake?
I cannot make a comment on this because I do not know. I have also not watched Get Out or any of the Purge movies.
I've seen a few of the Purge movies, I think.
Yeah, a couple.
Definitely seen the first one.
Get Out was definitely one of the ones.
Get Out was so good. You even see Get Out, man, too. I was dating my girl at the time, too. And I was like, we gotta watch Get Out. We gotta watch Get Out. This is gonna be so good.
Every black dude watched Get Out. I don't care what you say. Every black dude was like, "Oh snap, Get Out!"
Yeah,
all right, let's see what
Get
it's
Out came
about.
out, and like the amount of interracial couples just dropped by like a good percentage. Everyone was like, I don't know if I want to deal with this shit no more.
Like, nah, fam, I'm having Vietnam flashbacks. Nah, I'm good.
So I remember watching that movie, and he's like, I don't know if I should feel this. Like, dude, leave. Like, even I'm like,
Yo, that one dude was like, leave.
Did you see the alternate ending though? Did you see the alternate ending?
No, I didn't. What?
Oh, the alternate ending was too fucking real. It was so they had to cut that shit because that shit was too fucking real. So like,
I remember them talking about it, but I don't remember seeing it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that.
Do you want me to tell you, or do you want to watch it?
Nah, let me watch it.
Okay, it's so crazy. You're like, yo, if that happened, that shit would definitely fucking. Oh my god, I want to talk about it so bad, but I'm gonna let you watch it. I'm gonna let you watch it.
Well, we got the next time.
Dude, you're just like, you're gonna watch that and you're like, no, that's fucking real. That's too fucking real. They had to cut that. That is too fucking real.
They hitting the real too close to home.
Yeah.
I actually just watched a movie the other night, and I cannot remember the name of it, but it was fucking good. It was about I'm like spamming through Netflix real quick trying to see if I can't find it again. It had Matthew McConaughey in it.
Is it something new to Netflix?
The Gentleman. The
Oh
Gentleman.
yeah, the Gentleman was badass. That was a good. Oh man, Guy
was a good
Ritchie. Guy
movie.
Ritchie always makes some good movies. Wait, did he make the? Yeah, he made the Gentleman. He's making a TV show about it, or somebody's making a TV show spinoff of it. I think it's called. There's a TV show that's called The Gentleman. And I think Guy Ritchie. He's helping produce it. Sorry,
okay.
I love Guy Ritchie. His movies. He needs to go back. He needs to go back to his old ways. Like The Gentleman was close, but man, like the time of like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch, Rock and Roller. Rock and Roller is the fucking movie. That's the fucking movie right there. Raise your hand if you've seen Rock and Roller. All y'all are fucking lame. Have y'all not watched any of his fucking movies? Even Revolver was fucking bad. Y'all need to go watch his fucking movies. He's got some fucking badass movies.
I just want to say that Snatch is the most misleading title of a movie ever.
Anyway, did you see Snatch?
I did.
Have y'all seen Snatch?
Yeah.
Snatch is
Many times
Snatch
in
is
my
a
life,
great
sir.
movie. But
Yeah.
damn, he's got some. Rock and Roll is probably like his best movie, and like he teased Rock and Roller 2 at the end of that. Man, I've been waiting my entire fucking life, man. It's been like 20 years. I'm like, dude, where's Rock and Roller 2? Guy Ritchie, if you somehow see this podcast and you see this, where the fuck is Rock and Roller 2? I need it. I know you got 2 movies coming out this year, and I'm gonna watch both of them, but I need Rock and Roller 2, man.
Yeah,
I need it. So good. Oh my god, man. The cast in that movie too. You got Gerard Butler, you got Idris Elba, you got Tom Hardy before he was actually Tom Hardy. That was a great fucking cast. Mark Strong.
All right.
That's a great fucking movie. Sorry, continue.
Yep.
No, I did look it up. Blumhouse did do the Invisible Man remake from 2020. The one where, the horror movie where she was getting stalked by the guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and it has Aldous Hodge in it, in case you care, sir.
Ooh, Aldous Hodge. He doing some good things as well.
So, Bungie has somewhat won one of their lawsuits. Just a refresher, Bungie was suing a bunch of aimbot makers for destroying their, competitive PvP. And so they have technically won one of them. AimJunkies is one of the big ones. They evaded the copyright claim, but now owes Bungie English 4.4 million USD after a judge rules that they broke DMCA. So,
well, here is my question, and I think this is pertinent, across any one of these laws. How much did they make?
Tens of millions.
Yeah. So, okay, I'll pay 4.4 to have made, say, 30 or 40 million. That's worth it. So, why? If the point is to make them not profit from it, why should they have any profits from it? That's my question.
Mm-hmm.
I think what Bungie was trying to do is prove that some of these cheat makers for games that have a competitive edge to it, like Call of Duty, things like that, are not safe from these lawsuits because, if you think about it, like one guy purchases these aimbot programs can destroy the game for hundreds of people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a thought?
I do have a thought. It's going to be a long rant, but
Go ahead.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna settle in. Keep going. It's good.
How do I explain this? Because Grizz is completely right. Like, so whether you prove or not that no one is safe, they are still safe from this. They may not be safe from the prosecution, but they're still safe from the fallout. So if you're only gonna, if they make tens of millions of dollars or whatever, and they're still, only, have to pay up 4 million, you're like, yeah, this is dropping in the bucket compared to the 50 million that they made of selling cheats and so on and so forth. So I want to go into how do I describe it? Like a phrase or like just a theory or something. Like, there is, to the rich, there is no crime. Because someone was just like they're like, oh, I'm running in the car with someone, and they parked in a no parking zone, and I was just like, hey, no, you can't park here, you can't park here. And he was like, oh no, it's only $300. They're gonna tow my car. I'm just gonna pay to get it out or whatever. Crime does not impact the rich. They can still do whatever the fuck they want. It's just a drop in the bucket. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, you're taking this conversation in a whole different angle.
I mean that's pretty much where we're getting at, though, right?
Well, if the point that we're trying to make here is that Bungie is trying to discourage this, I think the point that we are trying to make in Counter is you can't discourage it this way.
Right. I mean, I think we're all on the same page, and we're just, I am just
because all you're going to do is you're going to have less competition, but you're going to have a few people that are really good at it. They're going to make all the money. They're going to pay their little fine and do it again.
Yeah, you're discouraging a little bit because some people might be like, oh, I might get sued, but then other people are like, I'll get sued, but they're only going to take 4% of my profits. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, that leads to an interesting concept because 90% of cheat makers are just some guy who just sits in an apartment that knows how to code.
Mm-hmm. Just people that know how to code.
Yep. So what is this going to do to them? Those people, they get caught, they get sued, their life is over.
I mean, I think even engine owning Call of Duty actually, or Activision just won that one.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I think I saw something the other day on where Activision won the suit against engine owning, and they're having to pay out some serious cheddar.
Interesting. I mean, I honestly think I'm. See, here's where I think that the line is really gray. Is I don't think that the earnings. I don't think that the suit itself should go to the profit of the main company. I do believe that they should be able to make potential profit loss as long as they can prove it. So say like on Call of Duty, Destiny, that kind of stuff, Halo, hey, all right, so you sold this many cheats that function within our game. It was used this amount of times. So you have cost us this amount of money. But I do believe that on the legal side of things, that their fee should be just enough that they have to shut down their business.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I mean, here's the thing. Single player games, I am pro cheat. Hands down. I'll run a trainer all day long. Multiplayer games, I am anti. Because you are not just helping yourself, you are hindering others.
Absolutely. I was going to say, are they cheats or are they just mods now?
I would consider them to be just mods, is because technically, in a sense, when you're, for me anyway, if you're doing it and it's just for you, I'm like, all right, well, I mean, it was the same thing like playing friggin' Mortal Kombat and putting in a special cheat code, or GTA single player and putting in a cheat code. But then when you start to cross that realm and start where it affects other people, and then it also affects the player gap, and it makes it such a gap that no one else can touch it, then I'm not for it.
Well, I mean, there was such an uproar just a couple of years ago. Remember when GTA's online was trying to take mods out of the base game because they were like, well, no, we don't want that. It's affecting the online play. And
let's see if it catches up. Is it going to catch up?
Yeah.
What did I do?
Well, it looked like Thanos tried to Thanos.
You almost got.
Oh, no, I had to resist. What the heck? I don't want to go, Mr. Stark. I don't want to go.
All right, so I mean, basically, we're of the same opinion of 99% of all actual gamers out there. Of if it's just for you, fine, have fun with it. But if it affects other players negatively, then keep it the F out of the game.
Absolutely.
Well, I think if you're playing a multiplayer game like Call of Duty or something in particular, if you are not good enough to play that game, just don't fucking play it. I mean, just just accept it and just play a different game.
Yeah, and I mean in a multiplayer sense, I mean look at MMOs where like you get different mods. They don't affect how you play; they just affect information.
Yeah,
and I think that's a very thin line that I think some people just kind of have to walk very, very carefully.
I don't know, like that's a. I don't even consider that a gray area, honestly. I mean, but yeah, I'm also talking about 14 years of using every mod in existence in World of Warcraft just so I can maintain all the proper information needed to to watch fights and raids.
Yeah, but all right, well, think of it this way. Well, like, what if you don't like the interface on Call of Duty and like you just hate it and you want to replace it? You don't want to change the game. It would work better for you if it looked different. Does that fundamentally change the game if you install that mod?
No.
It makes you better, but it doesn't make you better by installing the mod.
I think that creates a slippery slope.
Yes.
If I'm being honest.
That is a slippery slope. That's a little bit of a little bit of gray area, but maybe just Call of Duty is not the game for you.
Like, okay,
maybe there's other games that you should be playing that are more geared toward your perception, or you probably should go to the game developers who have all the accessibility features. I mean, they have awards now for accessibility features, so they should be able to create a way that fits everyone's lifestyle.
Well, I mean, if you don't like competitive PvP shooters, go play a horde game. There's plenty of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't play PvP anymore. I've been so happy, and none of my controllers are broken. It's fucking amazing. I have so many fucking controllers. I don't know what to do with all these controllers, man.
Send one my way.
Wild. I need to start playing PvP again. Just fuck.
I feel like for all the fighting games that I tried to do PvP with, I should send like a bill to Korea and be like, you guys owe me at least 3 controllers.
Do you know how many times I've come across against players with names that I can't read and they just fuck me up? It's bullshit. I select
all
American
I heard
servers.
was fight, and then my character was air juggled until I died.
Did I ever tell you guys about my Mortal Kombat X experience? No?
You don't say Mortal Kombat 10?
I don't remember which one it is. Like I think it was X. I think it was 10 or 11. I don't remember which one. Anyway, I got it. A buddy of mine got it for me as a gift. I'm like, sweet, I'm gonna go play the shit out of this. All right.
I remember this story.
All right. I get on the game. All right. And I'm not bad at the game. So I put myself in training mode for days. And I got so good with Noob Saibot that on the hardest difficulty, I could get rid of, was it like 13 or 14 of my opponent's life bars before he could get through my first one.
Flawless victory.
Like I was damn good with Noob Saibot. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go see what happens. So I pop in on the online side of things. Now, I don't know if you guys understand how like skill-based matchmaking works, but I go in there. I have no recorded games, so I get stuck in a certain spot. I flawless victoried that game. I'm like, let's go. Well, now I'm at a 100% win rate. The next guy I go against is Chinese.
Here it is.
How do you
reality?
And how do you know it was a guy? How do you know it's Chinese? It's very presumptuous of you. It's really messed up. You need to rethink your. You need to
can't presume gender.
Okay.
I mean, I just wasn't presuming gender as being trans.
The character
or
they
fluid or
chose was
anything.
male, and their name was in Chinese. I can differentiate the kanji between Chinese and Japanese and Korean.
Oh, you know the difference between Japanese and Chinese characters?
I know the different type. Like, I can differentiate the kanji if I have it all laid out in front of me. Yes.
Can you tell the difference between Mandarin and what is it? Traditional? Mandarin and traditional?
Kind of, not really.
Oh, so you don't really know.
Yeah, well, I'm also an American and I can barely speak my freaking home language, so
Speak English, what do you mean?
73 episodes and I still fuck up the intro.
Oh, snap.
Motherfucker, I speak 3 languages. English, bad English, and Ebonics. That's it.
Yeah, yep.
All right, so I go in there. We're going at it. We're going back and forth, and I lost. Like hands down, I lost. Like there was no chance I was winning. Like he let me get a couple of hits in. Like it was like, oh, I feel bad. Go ahead and do what you could do. You got 5 seconds, and then he And the best part is I think he picked Johnny Cage. Yeah, he picked Johnny Cage, right? When it popped up at finish him. All right, he didn't do the finishing move. He did the split nut punch. All right.
You know what? This is a little bit. I'm gonna give you a little nut tap.
All right, and then let's see. It's Mandarin and Cantonese. Ugly American Party of TCP.
Thanks. I'll see myself out now.
And then, so now I'm at a 50-50 win rate. And this game was actually pretty balanced for me, but I still lost and got knocked further down the ranks. But
well,
anyway,
let me ask you this. So your second match, you say you got your ass whooped, but he let you get a few hits in or whatever. How do you think the person that you fought first felt when you had a flawless victory?
It was. But see, here's the thing, though. Why would it put me at the bottom?
You do a chance. And then you come over here and you're like, oh, this Chinese guy.
Hey, listen. I would like to point out the fact that my name was in English, his name was in English, and he was very more than welcome to send me a message. You did not. All right? Not even a GG, okay?
Man, he probably should have sent a message like, you could have took mercy on your boy.
I've watched too many documentaries about fighting games that I'm just like, no chance for you, son. No chance for you. I should have given him a chance.
In this dojo.
Well, he done ruined like a 7-year-old's dream.
And see, that's the weird thing. That's not how I play fighting games, because I won't stay on you the whole time. I will let you have a breather, because when people breathe, they get nervous.
Hey,
why is he stopping?
Too much time to think.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there's another.
I play with your head when I play a fighting game. I don't play with the buttons.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2, the green. I had my lineup was the green team. It was Dr. Doom, the Hulk, and Tron Bon. If you touch the ground, I messed up.
So I think it was the same. Mine was Marvel vs. Capcom, and I would always get Akuma, Ryu, and Cyclops.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, that was a good lineup because they all had the base ranged attack. So if you could hit with the super, with the tri super, you could tear somebody up with that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's game over. Like especially with all the
tri super someone's ass. It was Cable, Cyclops, and Ryu.
Yeah.
Because the whole screen was fuck you.
It wasn't if you were up here though. If you were like up here, you're.
The screen turned colors. You just blocked. That was all you had.
All right. All right. So I have a couple of topics here for you guys. All right. So what are some AAA titles coming out that you guys think will bomb?
So I have two off the bat because I feel like this topic was targeted towards these specific two. But I guess it's just my thought. So that's actually, it's a good topic because, two came to mind for me very easily, so that's great. Suicide Squad and holy shit. Fuck me. Skull and Bones. There it is.
Skull and Bones. Okay. I can see Skull and Bones. When they take it back to the drawing.
Skull and Bones is gonna bomb.
Yeah. If you've seen anything on that game, you know it's not going to do well. It's
Ubisoft is trying to save it so bad. They're like, oh no, we have unreleased footage that we haven't shown off yet. It's gonna get a lot better. Don't worry about it. No, it's just like, okay.
And how many times?
Everybody knows that the only reason they're doing it is because they have a contractual obligation.
Yeah. And how many times have they taken it back to the drawing board?
6.
6? Yeah.
Way too many for a single game.
Delayed 6 times. It's been at least 6 times it's been delayed. Dude, they
has officially beaten Duke Nukem Forever for longest game in development.
They announced this shit like back in 2004. No, because 2004 was when Black Flag first came out. So it's like a year after that. They're like, okay, we'll make a pirates only game. So yeah.
Okay.
Getting fucked up. And then Suicide Squad.
I think that one's gonna do good in its opening weekend, but then it's gonna fall off.
Maybe it might have a little bit of success, or whatever. But no, especially after their last. So like they did 15 minutes of gameplay at State of Play on Thursday, and ever since then it's been getting. Roasted is not even the right term. They've been fucking that game up.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to do good at all. People were already like kind of skeptical about it, especially when they were like, "Oh, it's going to be a live service game." Everyone just started like getting on its ass. I mean, live service games probably shouldn't, have that kind of a reputation, but they are kind of getting it.
They've earned it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So
here's the other thing: you got to pay full price for that game, don't you?
Mm-hmm. $70.
Yeah, so it's not even like a free-to-play type game.
Yeah. I think
it's a fee to pay game.
Mm-hmm. They're filling it. It's a live service game. They're filling it with microtransactions. It's like a looter shooter. I mean, people like Griff who love loot games or whatever. I mean, I'm burnt out on looter shooters. I mean, like I just don't feel like there's enough content. They make their games with the fact that the content will be replayable a bunch of times, so they don't need to make that much content.
The problem is that the games that launch with that mentality forget to put in the replayable content.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so I would say
you're saying that there's too much content. I think there's not enough meaningful content.
I don't think there's any content. So like in live service games and like looters or shooters, like where you like do multiple missions over and over and hope to get gear. I don't think that's any.
We can stay in the universe here. Like if somebody took Arkham Knight and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna make this a live service," blah 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 blah. But between episodes, you can just roam Gotham and just beat up bad guys. How many hours would you spend just flying around Gotham or running around in the Batmobile?
Probably a whole lot. See, and that's also another thing why Suicide Squad is probably gonna get fucked up, because Gotham Knights got fucked up because they're like, "Oh, it's a Batman game, but it's not an Arkham game."
Yeah.
And so everyone started comparing it to the Arkham games.
See,
it's like
here's why I think it's going to do great on its opening weekend, and then it's going to fall off. It's the last time.
Great's a bold term. Oh,
it's the last time that you're going to have Kevin Conroy do the voice of Batman.
I'm not paying $70 for that. Sorry. Dude is my childhood, but I'm not paying $70 for that.
Yeah. I think they are trying to bank on that.
Well, will I play this?
Oh, that's dirty. You can't say shit like that, man. That's dirty. You think they're going to try to bank on his death to sell games now?
Well,
that's
will
low.
they try? Yeah. How far will they get? I can't really tell.
That's so. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not trying to diss you in any. I'm not trying to diss you in any way. They might be. But like, if they were, that's fucked up.
Go ahead, Tollops.
I was just gonna say, depending on who you are, value goes up when you're dead.
Yeah.
Painters.
Yeah, true.
Try and find the Thriller album right now.
Painters. Oh. What are you talking about, man? It's been like.
Wait, like, are you talking about vinyl, or are you talking about
like the OG vinyl?
Ooh,
not like the rebank on his death vinyl. OG vinyl.
That's different. But I do remember when he passed, and like his record sales went through the fucking roof. They were already through the roof.
Yeah.
And they went even harder, man.
He wasn't even
I had an original bad album.
He wasn't even dead yet, and his sales were like we already knew something was gonna happen, and his sales went up.
Fucking reason.
Yep.
That dude didn't look right for years. Let's be honest.
Hey, don't you come in here with your fucking bald ass. You bald-headed demon. Just that bullshit.
He's like, look, he didn't look good for years. Let's not beat around the bush.
Well, let's be honest though. Like he did look like somebody like surgically grafted a doll leg onto his face, though.
I don't care what anybody says. He touched some kids, but I'm gonna play bad at max volume.
So I think another title that falls into this is going to be Redfall.
Also, yeah. Isn't that only a live service game?
I don't know if it's going to be a live service, but it is. They are trying to make it a looter shooter that follows a specific story. They're trying to make it a hero looter shooter, so you can't even make your own character.
Okay, so I guess my concept is kind of fucked up. So when I hear service game and looter shooter, those are just one and the same to me. I think those are just, you can't have one without the other. It's my concept. When I hear looter shooter and when I hear live service.
See,
so that's it.
See, Outriders is a looter shooter, but it's not a live service. Darktide is a looter shooter. It's not a live service. Will they have updates? Sure. But, same thing with Vermintide. Looter shooter, not a live service.
Yeah. I mean, Darktide just got their crafting system installed this week.
Yeah. Like, they're going to have continual updates for about a year, and after that year's over, it's done. The game is at its end. Mm-hmm. I mean, it'll still have replayability value if you are a looter like I am, but...
When you say updates, are you talking about patches and like performance fixes, or are you talking about like updates like to add and remove content to keep things fresh?
We're talking about like base game features, like stuff like fixing like aiming issues, making the maps better, smoothing out gameplay, stuff like that. And then once that year is done, they're pretty much just going to be like, okay, this is done. Here's all the stuff you can buy to make it better.
Yeah, like they do microtransaction it a little bit just to compensate themselves for the work that they put into it after release. Another in the Warhammer franchise, the Inquisitor Martyr series, same thing. It was basically a Diablo clone. It's all RPG loot based, action RPG loot based. It's a looter just like Diablo is, but it's not a live service. They have a couple of seasonal models, but it's not enough to keep it like constant millions of players like Diablo or Path of Exile. Let's see. I think Path of Exile is a great example of a good live service game. The game's 100% free. The only thing you buy is things that you buy to support the company. Like they're like, hey, if you enjoy the game, here's our microtransaction store. Buy something if you support it. Like their business model is fantastic, and they have made bank because of that. It's basically Path of Exile has a very similar model to Fortnite.
Gotcha.
But that is a live service game, whereas like all of their expansions have been free, the whole nine. Like Fortnite, 100% free game. If you enjoy the game, you can spend money to support it. While I don't like Fortnite personally, their business model is acceptable, like from a consumer standpoint. Oh, hey, I enjoyed playing this season. I'll buy this $10 skin. Live service to me is more or less games that you are monetarily supporting for the long haul. Destiny 2, live service game. Diablo 4 will be a live service game. World of Warcraft still going they're on year 17 now. Live service game. Final Fantasy 11, I think they just shut down their last server a couple of years ago because of 14. Yeah. But Final Fantasy 11 was one of the first MMOs that came out before World of Warcraft. A lot of people don't remember that, but it did. Final Fantasy 11, live service game. You paid a subscription fee. So, yeah.
I still remember 11 because it was so good, and it was before Warcraft, and it looked really, really good.
Final Fantasy 11 still blows my mind to this day of how good it played on dial-up.
Hey, my man is showing his age. Truly now.
Your age, man.
It was 2002 it came out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like 2001, 2002 was Final Fantasy 11.
I'm going to show my age a little bit more. My son, like when we were raiding in the original World of Warcraft in Molten Core, when somebody would do bad in a 40-man raid, I'd get my toddler son to sit on my lap and say their name sucks in the team chat so that all 40 people could hear that so-and-so sucks. And you know what? Nobody ever said anything back because they're like, I'm not saying anything to a kid.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, Minus 50 DKP.
Oh, no, you didn't lose DKP. You just lost a little bit of your pride.
All right.
Because there was a 3-year-old who tell you sucked.
All right. So on the opposite end of the spectrum here, what are some titles that you thought would bomb, but actually ended up being great games? This is an easy one for me.
You're going to say Hogwarts Legacy,
I am going to say Hogwarts Legacy.
That's like the only one that came to my mind because people were trying to boycott it, but they probably just had the negative outcome and made it like one of the highest selling games of all time.
Literally,
people I legitimately think that boycott sold it. Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
I think so
definitely
too.
gave it attention.
I mean, people. What I think it is like the people that are boycotting it. It's because of social media now. And when I say about social media or anything that's bad, everyone always thinks that there's so much negative in the world or whatever. Like people like speaking out and stuff. I'm like, no, it's just there's still a very small amount of people. They just have the opportunity to be louder now. So we thought lots of people would be boycotting this game, but there's probably like only like 10 fucking people.
So
like,
here's the fun part. Game. Here's the fun part about this. Those extremely loud people on social media make up 2% of the world population.
That's actually a large fucking number. It
is, but 2% of the people are being so damn loud that they are basically telling 40% of the population what to do. And 60% of the population is like, shut the hell up and move on and just keep going with their life.
Are they the reason that Thanos believes in cutting things in half?
Dude, you need to cut more than half.
But
Thanos should just 80%. 80%. I'm telling you. Sorry. I'm a believer, man. He should have just any intelligent species make it go away. Sorry.
I mean, you guys have any other ideas on that one?
For games that I thought would bomb, but actually did well.
It's still so early into the year. I mean,
Hogwarts
is kind of the only thing that comes to mind. Are you talking about last year too?
I'm talking about just in general.
So
these games have to be out because obviously they have to have been performing well.
You know what? I'll say one. I'm gonna get fucked up by a lot of people by saying this. Elden Ring did a shit ton better than I thought it would.
Yeah, it did.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, Souls games always have their reputation and so on and so forth, but like Elden Ring, I didn't think it was going to be that substantial to the community.
It was not only it was a lot more easily accessible for a Souls game.
How do you mean?
Yes and no. It still involves a lot of technical know-how to some extent, but I feel like for newer players who have never played those games, it is more accessible in the general sense. If you get stuck somewhere, you can go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But eventually, it does get to a point where it's like, okay, I've got to actually beat something to make some real progress. And some people still struggle with it. There were some people that I thought were going to be into the game that I knew personally, and they ended up getting the game, and they're like, dude, I fucking hate this game. And I'm just like,
I know a couple
sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
How I feel about every Souls game. So
I hate
picking back a Souls game. Like, I understand they're fucking hard, and I understand there's people whose niches and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't understand how people can like this. But I understand the people that that might not want to buy a shit ton of games or play as many things, and they just want to take one game and put all their effort into it. And
I mean, I wouldn't even say that that's what I do with those games. I don't know, there's a certain way that those games just work and the way the mechanics are. And I'll be honest, I didn't understand how those games really worked when I first played, the original Dark Souls. I thought it was very frustrating. I had to watch a ton of YouTube videos. But when I finally, just understood what the game wanted me to do, I kind of felt like it clicked. The game just wants you to be patient. The game doesn't want you to rush into everything, just clicking a bunch of buttons, trying to be Barney badass. The game wants you to be methodical. It wants you to, hang back, use your shield, to, study your enemy, and actually do what you would probably do in real life and really try to overcome the odds and not die, even though the game is based around you dying a lot. But if you figure out how it works, you cannot die as much or at all if you're really good at it.
Yeah.
I feel seen. I feel targeted. Like,
Well, I wasn't targeted towards anyone, but I know a lot of people.
Are you
feel
sure?
that way
Are you
about
sure
the
you
game.
were coming at me directly? Because I was just like, you know what? Yeah, that's a
That
fucking
does bring
thing.
up the question to me, like, how many hours do I have to put into a game before I go, okay, this is the game for me? Like,
Well,
at
I
some
understand
point, I
what you're
run
saying.
into points in certain games where it's like, I just don't want to play any more of this. You can
But you
tell
know-
me that it gets better. I just don't want anymore.
Yeah.
And I
so,
think-
so for me personally, when it comes to the Souls games, I actually, as weird as it sounds, I like the idea of fighting against enemies that I know are way stronger than me, because the idea of overcoming that enemy is more satisfying somehow. Like I don't know how else to explain it beyond that.
Well,
And, you know, for some people they like it, some people they don't.
The endorphin rush you get for when you finally beat one of the bosses, like especially if you've been struggling on it,
Yeah,
like
it's a genuine high.
it really is. It really is. I mean,
Definitely not wrong.
before I broke the game, and put it on easy mode, like the game definitely was challenging, but you put yourself in these different encounters and be like, holy crap, how the hell am I supposed to get through this? And then, you know, you figure out the attack patterns and all that, and you're like, oh, okay. And then like once it starts clicking and you're going and you got the rhythm and everything like that and you nail it, like the endorphin rush you get when that boss finally goes down and doesn't come back up.
But the level of frustration
Well,
when he just a sliver, and you're just like, it's only one more hit.
Yeah.
there's also the thing of like, yeah, the you dying is built into the game. Like they don't give any hints to the bosses. You're supposed to get there, get your ass beat, and figure it out. Like that's how the game works. However, to me, that just says your time is worthless because we won't tell you anything until after you're dead. So it's like, why do I have to keep coming back from like 10 miles away to keep trying? Nobody likes this cutscene they can't skip. Nobody likes to like replay that pre-fight. I don't like that shit here either.
Well, you know,
wasting my time.
In the Souls games in particular, cutscenes are never really too much of an issue. You can click through those once you've seen them.
No,
But those games don't
Souls
really
games
have a lot
have
of cutscenes
interactive
anyway.
cutscenes where you got to walk back.
Well, if you want to call it that, yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying. But that's where you just run past the enemies, you just ignore them all.
But you know, here's the, you know, we have quite literally just about every type of player for a Souls game in this chat. Like you have the connoisseur who has played every single one, and you know, I don't know your skill level on them, but you have played every single one. You've got me who, you know, I'm just a general enjoyer of Elden Ring, because like there was an itch I had and it scratched it, so I will never talk bad about that game. Then you got TCP here, who enjoyed it but also hated it apparently.
It's a love hate. It's a love hate. I'm just like, I respect the shit out of the games, but I'm just like, yeah, it's not for me. I hate this.
Then you
Bloodborne took so many of my controllers.
then you've got Grizz over there, who's like, I gave the game about 30 minutes. It wasn't for me. I'm out. And then you got Wild, who's
yeah,
like,
I did give it some time, and I was like, no.
and then you got Wild down there, who's like, I was playing Fortnite, so good luck everybody else.
I maybe played 30 minutes of it, and I was like, "Yep, I'm good." Fortnite it is.
I gave him a bit, like, you know, like Demon
I
Souls.
want you people to understand something. When Fortnite gives you a better
What do
chance
you
of
mean,
surviving-
you people?
I knew it was coming. You knew it was coming, bro.
Good night, everybody. We're out.
But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, you just made me lose my point, man.
I honestly do not fault anyone for hating the Souls games or any Souls-like game, because I know what they're like, and I don't even suggest them to other people. If other people bring it up, then I'll talk about it.
Well,
There's
if
only
you enjoy them,
two
you
things.
enjoy them. That's fine.
There's only two things that I hate about them, and it's not even that they're so damn hard to play or whatever. It's just two things that I hate about them. Is that when you die, I'm not a huge fan of roguelikes. I mean, as I talk about,
roguelikes.
Space Impossible. Yeah, it's fine, but like I hate when I die. It's just like everything, like start from square one. So that we're coming back to the time wasting thing. I'm like, so all the time that I put into the game is now just gone. And there's times where like you don't
really
hours
lose everything.
No, you don't.
Elden you just simply lose your money or your souls, whatever you want to call it, your experience, I guess.
And it's only what you haven't spent.
Yeah.
Maybe I guess I never pay that much attention. So maybe you're right.
I think the best way I can describe my edge to like this is as souls as I can get is like Fallen Order.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's still. I haven't actually played that game, but
it's Souls-ish. It's just more parry.
It's Souls-like in the sense that it has the same like button layout and the way you dodge and lock on and all that stuff.
Didn't they actually contact the From Software for the combat?
I don't know about that specifically.
I think
there's so many companies that have been copying that style. It's become very widespread at this point. Everyone's kind of doing their own take on it.
The difference, though, there is that they came out and said this is going to be more difficult than your typical Star Wars style game, but we have made it accessible. Like we have a difficulty setting where you won't be rewarded as much, but anybody can overcome it with a little bit of effort. Like that was
I beat that game on the hardest setting. Like I don't care, but like it doesn't have that. Like you always have a parry, and it tells you when you need during the fight when you need to roll. So things flash, things will sparkle. Like it gives you the flashes as you're fighting. You don't have to die and go, oh yeah, that's what happens. Like so you have a fighting chance in the moment. That's all I need. I think that's all.
Indicators are nice. Yeah, indicators are nice, but I don't know. Sometimes I don't like seeing that stuff, especially when it's like God of War and it like slows things down. It kind of like ruins the timing of the pacing of the fight. Maybe that's just for me. Maybe I just don't like that.
The timing and the pacing on the Dark Souls bosses are deliberately screwed up because like they'll wind up for a big hit and they'll just wait randomly different bosses before they. So to me, it's the same thing.
In Elden Ring, it's retarded. He'll hold his hand back like this for like 20 minutes, and then he'll fucking get you.
So there's a slight difference there, though, is that Elden Ring is supposed to feel more like a realistic fight, but God of War is supposed to be more cinematic.
Yeah. When it comes, I mean, I guess to an extent, yeah, you could say it like that.
Yeah.
Plus, the other thing that gets me about like the Souls games compared to other games that are Souls-like, Souls games don't really have like a difficulty setting, whereas other games sometimes do.
Yeah,
and I think that's the thing that gets about the Souls games for a lot of people. There's no difficulty setting, so they can't be like, oh, I just want to play and I just want to experience the game. I just want to experience the game. I just want to go through like. Let me play it through on easy. You can have a normal mode that is stupid fucking hard, but at least have a story mode, and I think that's been a good addition.
Well, all right, this is going to sound like a rub, and it's not meant to be, but what fucking story mode could you put into an Elden Ring or a Dark Souls game? There is no.
Here's the funny part.
Read everything.
People talk about that, and people are like, oh, Bloodborne is one of the best games ever because the lore in the game is so good. And I'm just like,
so here's the thing. Those games are designed to be replayed because, listen, I following my first playthrough of Elden Ring, I had no clue what was happening. Mm-hmm. But when I started over again, everything all of a sudden made sense. Now
it made more sense than it did.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like that aspect is not for everybody. It is not a straight linear storyline. It is not God of War. It is not Uncharted. Like, those games have a set story and you can predict where it's going as the story is going on. Elden Ring is not that. Dark Souls is not that. It is the experience that Elden Ring is putting forward is you are a knight who died, was brought back to life and thrown into this world and told, hey, go do this thing, go kill God. And your entire job while you're doing it is trying to figure out why you were told to go kill God.
That's kind of it, yeah.
I guess it makes it more realistic. I mean, like, why do I have this?
I'll put a pin on this because we got a later topic that I think relates to this. So,
do we?
What later topic?
Yes, we do.
I was literally just looking at the list and I'm just like,
I was actually getting ready to like save those last two topics for next week.
I know. I mean, we're rolling right now. I don't care.
We're rolling. So, all right. So we're gonna. I'm actually kind of curious where Grizz is going with this topic here.
Be the last one.
Yeah. So that last one, I'm actually attempting to tie into the fifth one. We've only covered 4 topics tonight, by the way, guys, and it is, an hour and 15 minutes later. All right, so the next one we'll kind of fly through here. So AMD is looking to up its AI acceleration to improve its graphics card, but much less liberally than the competition. Now, they actually, I had an article here. Let me see if I can pull it up without crashing everything I have up and running.
You're talking about FSR?
So it is referring to FSR when it finally comes out. Let's see, when was this? This was published 6 days ago. AMD won't have its users paying for features they never use when it comes to AI and GPUs. AMD is looking to upping its AI acceleration to improve its graphics cards much less liberally than the competition. All right. Let's see if I can get through this clearly. While NVIDIA's liberal use of AI in its graphics card architecture could put HAL 9000 to shame, AMD's relationship with artificial intelligence has been somewhat more tentative. According to David Wang, AMD's Senior Vice President of Engineering at Radeon Technology, the company is looking into integrating further AI acceleration into its GPU than it has today, though you can expect a much more sparing application than the Green Team. With AMD's latest graphics cards, such as the RX 7900 XTX, packing AI acceleration for the first time, it's clear to see that the Red Team has begun its adoption of artificial intelligence. In the other corner, NVIDIA is now on its 4th iteration of its AI acceleration cores called Tensor Cores and has been improving frame rates using AI for some time. Making use of those impressive Tensor Cores, NVIDIA's DLSS 3 upscaler creates new frames by progressing current and previous frames with the optical flow accelerator each new RTX 40 series card is touting. But Wang reckons is now all these new GPUs come with large-scale AI accelerators. The Green Team is stuck jamming AI into all of its processors to make effective use of it. That's their GPU strategy, which is great, but I don't think we should have the same strategy, says Wang in a 4Gamer interview late last year, as he mulls over NVIDIA's liberal approach to AI. NVIDIA is actively trying to use AI technology even for applications that could be done without AI technology. But Wang goes on to reveal that AMD is looking into implementing AI into its next generation 3D graphics pipeline. AMD made it clear a while back that its own DLSS alternative doesn't need machine learning to work. Though I do wonder if AI will play a pivotal role in the upcoming Fidelity FX Super Resolution or FSR 3. The company's upcoming DLSS A-like upscaler with fluid motion frames, frame generation technology. However, the new approach with RDNA 3 has been to implement AI with its new AI Matrix accelerator block inside the Navi 331 GPU. But only where it's really needed. We are focusing on including the specs that users want and need to give them the enjoyment in consumer GPUs. Otherwise, users are paying for features they never use. Even if AI is used for image processing, AI should be in charge of more advanced processing, says Wang. The plan is to ensure any AI tech AMD brings to the table isn't limited to image processing. All right, so it goes on and on, kind of around the same line, basically saying that the NVIDIA price tag is basically there to supplement its AI technology, whereas RTX or Radeon is only using AI when they have to. Now, which is also reflected in their price points. let's see, the 4080 is what, $1,200 right now, or is that the 4090?
No, I think that sounds right. I think so, because the 49ers are like $59.99.
Yeah, and
$15.99. What did I say? Yeah.
Yeah, whereas the latest RTX card is sitting right around $850, $900.
Yeah,
I think it's a cool brand for like the top 79 XTX.
Yeah.
Well, to me, this is early Walkman technology to me, because you're putting AI into your graphics cards now. Give it a couple years, and like we were talking about before, take your Elden Ring, take your Dark Souls game, and all right, we're going to put this game out. You have to download it, and you have to have a graphics card with an AI in it. It will itself generate terrain, enemies. Every time you play it, it'll be different. You're going to pay me $100 for a Dark Souls game, but it will be infinitely replayable and it'll be different every time you play it.
Ooh, I think
that is not where this is going, but that's where I'm going with the next topic.
But I mean, so what the AI does now is just,
and then I want you, and then consider like, all right, so you can't program Dark Souls or anything like that. You can't program it to a difficulty because you're like, this is the game. This is the difficulty. We only know one speed, and this is the speed. Keep up. Well, what if you have an AI that knows how to make it difficult for you?
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
You aren't very good at this game, but it can give you that same high that, say, Solops gets without frustrating the shit out of it like me.
So you're talking about something that goes beyond procedural regeneration or generation?
We're talking about AI, so this is a little bit different.
I think they're taking AI out of concept. They're talking about AI like it's AI. AI, what they're talking about is just machine learning.
Right.
So AI and machine learning are completely different things. AI is like Jarvis, something that can actually think for itself. Whereas machine learning sees patterns, sees algorithms, sees processes, and can adjust and change its output to match what it perceives from its input.
So
right, it doesn't have a mind of its own.
The current AI in graphics card this is what it does. It helps run the current frame smoothly. And then it tries to predict the next frame and makes adjustment as you put your inputs in. Mm-hmm. Like that's all it does. So what it's trying to do is keep the game running as smooth as possible within its own boundaries. Now, what you're talking about, Grizz, is actually the next topic, and let's go ahead and just jump into this because it is getting late, and this is actually something I wanted to talk about. That actually is a very fair concept. So I was actually going to go take us another direction. My direction of this that I wanted to go with, but this is, we can take us whatever way you guys want to, is would you guys be okay with an AI computer? Because we're going to come to that one day. One day, your gaming rig is just going to be an AI extension. Your processor, graphics card, motherboard, all of that is just going to be an AI extension to some cloud service. That is going to happen. Now, how would you guys feel in the concept of having an AI giving you the absolute best gaming experience you could ever possibly have, but everything you do is monitored?
Well, half of everything you do is monitored anyway. You have to send all these error reports, all of these statistics back to the developers anyway.
You don't have to.
Much less Steam. You don't have to, but it helps.
What I want to figure out is, like, you think an AI is going to change the gaming experience per user based on that user's preferences, likes, dislikes?
No, so that was kind of where Grizz was going.
Social media, right?
So that's kind of where Grizz is going with his. Mine was more or less of just the general technicality of it. Of, your gaming experiences, you always have access to the most top of the line performance. But your inputs will all be monitored via this AI, so it will make changes and adjustments for the long run. So I wasn't taking it as far as Grizz is talking about now. Mine was just, oh, hey, by the way, you have access to, in current standards of a 4090 Ti with, the top of the line. What are we on now? Coffee Lake on Intel? Or we, is that a way back? Is that a ways back? I think
it's Rocket Lake.
Is it Rocket Lake now?
Did you say Coffee Lake?
Yeah.
It's either Rocket Lake or it's Comet Lake.
Okay, so we're way past Coffee Lake.
It's either Rocket or Comet Lake right now.
Okay.
You know what? I'm probably even fucking wrong. Jesus Christ! Now you gotta make me fucking Google this shit, man.
So I know Coffee Lake was like one of the i7s.
Yeah, Raptor Lake. Oh, that's a badass fucking name. Okay, it's Raptor Lake right now.
Raptor Lake. Okay,
yeah, Raptor Lake is the 13th generation.
All right,
which is what we were on.
So, but this also opens up to all kinds of different things. It was, hey, like, okay, well, I can't afford a high connectivity PC, but I'll grab the PlayStation version. Like, that is going to be the future of gaming.
Dude, we're entering like a huge realm, man. This is like,
do we need to come back to this next week?
like it's actually
a week on this. Honestly,
yes, you could spend an entire show on this because you're talking about like bringing AI into it. You're talking about like the difference between PC gaming and console gaming. You're talking about like,
well, see, like
you're also talking about the accessibility of mods on a console. If a console now has access to one of those, because
consoles are gonna be modularized now, dude. Fucking hell.
Like, I mean,
think about it.
Consoles are actually trying to get to that point right now.
They are.
People are talking about like the PS5 is trying to be modular.
Well, the current Xbox generation is universally accepted within the Windows format. Like, you could do everything on your console.
Microsoft.
Yeah.
So that's just Microsoft trying to be single stream.
Right. But like, if you had a Microsoft phone, which did they come out with another run this year for the Microsoft phone?
No, they are dead and gone, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought Microsoft phones died like 3 years ago.
Okay, I'm a little out of touch with phones.
Yes.
I'm a little out of touch with phones, but I thought it was a really cool concept that you could control your entire Windows PC and your console from your phone.
I think they were just like a touch too early. If they drop a Windows phone right now, I might be into it.
Yeah. The only problem is, it's Bill Gates, and he's kind of like, there's the deep end, and he's way past that. Anywho, so if I'm not here next week, you know what happened.
And does anybody want to take bets on whether or not he buys all of Ohio for $20 after the recent events?
Ohio is not having. I can't speak right now. Fuck off.
Or how they changed the toxicity level of the current chemical 2 weeks prior to this strain. Just boop. Anywho, he's trying to fly here.
Are we still talking about AI? Or are you trying to wrap it up?
Anyway, we're gonna let's bring this up next week. All right, because this is like a 45-minute topic here. So let's.
You're talking about AI.
He's starting to move a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel like it could go for a long time. I'm trying to train my dogs to a timer right now, and the timer's about to go off. So we can keep talking about it, and I'll talk about it forever. But you gotta give me like 2 minutes to go feed them.
No. Let's wrap this up. And we will we'll bring this up next week. So a little prelude to next week's episode, everybody. Anyway, thank you all for coming and watching. We hope you had a good time. We will see you later.